Today's discussion covers one of the most talked about digital governance issue of the week, the Sanchar Saathi mobile application developed by the Department of Telecommunications under the Ministry of Communications. What makes this topic important is not only the application itself, which is positioned as a citizen-centric telecom security platform, but the significant policy flip that happened in early December 2025. On 1st December 2025, the Department of Telecommunications issued an official direction instructing smartphone manufacturers to pre-install Sanchar Saathi on all handsets manufactured or imported for sale in India and to make it non-removable. This triggered public debate concern around privacy, surveillance, and digital autonomy. Just 2 days later, on 3rd of December 2025, the government withdrew the order, stating that the application had seen a rapid increase in voluntary downloads and therefore compulsory pre-installation was no longer required. This entire episode has become a case study in digital policy, citizen rights, data privacy, and regulatory governance, precisely the kind of cross-domain theme relevant for any informed public discourse on digital India. What Sanchar Saathi actually is. Sanchar Saathi is designed as a citizen safety and telecom fraud prevention platform. It bundles together multiple independent telecom security functions like CHAKSHU that report suspect fraud communication. This feature allows every citizen to report suspicious calls, messages, or WhatsApp texts that appears to be related to fraud, impersonation, financial scams, cybercrime, or misuse of telecom resources. And second function is block or trace lost or stolen mobile handset. It is integrated with the Central Equipment Identity Register, and this service enables users to block their lost or stolen phone across all telecom operators' network, request tracing of the device if a SIM is reinstated, and unblock the device after recovery. And third function is Know Your Mobile Connections. Citizens can check how many mobile numbers are currently issued in their name. Any authorized or unauthorized SIM can be flagged for review. Another feature is check handset genuineness using IMEI validation. Citizens can verify whether a handset, new or second hand, is genuine or has been reported as lost or blacklisted. Another feature is report international calls displaying Indian numbers. This helps authorities track illegal telecom gateways and voice over IP spoofing operations. Together, these services are intended to strengthen consumer protection, reduce telecom fraud, and improve digital hygiene. The controversy began when Department of Telecommunications 1st December 2025 directive required that Sanchar Saathi must be pre-installed on all smartphones manufactured or imported in India. The application must be available at first boot. Uninstalling or disabling the application should not be permitted. The purpose behind this move was to ensure the application's ease availability to less aware citizens and accelerate adoption. However, within our civil society organizations, technologists, and political leaders raised concern about mandatory software on personal devices, permission requested by the application, surveillance fears, lack of prior consultation, digital autonomy, and user consent. On 3rd December, the Department of Telecommunications released a new statement saying Sanchar Saathi's acceptance is rapidly increasing. Given the surge in voluntary downloads, the government has decided not to make pre-installation mandatory. The reversal signals the government's responsiveness to public feedback, but it also highlights gaps in policy consultation and communication. Privacy and permissions, the core concern. A key part of debate revolves around the permissions the application requires on Android devices. Such permissions are call and SMS logs to auto-populate fraud reports and make and manage phone calls, send SMS, camera access, photo and file access. The permissions are technically needed for the application's internal functions, but the extent of access raises reasonable privacy questions, especially if the application were to be made mandatory. From a governance perspective, the Sanchar Saathi episode highlights the importance of consent-based digital system, need for stakeholder consultation before imposing mandatory software, the balance between public safety and privacy rights, transparency in permissions, data storage, and verification mechanisms, the role of communication in shaping public trust. The application itself provides genuine public utility, but digital tools, especially those with access to telecom data, must operate within clear guardrails, strong privacy protections, and user choice. The government's decision to revert to voluntary installation is a step that aligns with democratic principles of digital autonomy.